Most Shopify founders, they're burning countless hours every single week on stuff that AI now takes care of in minutes. And people, they're already taking advantage of this and freeing up 10 plus hours a week so that they can really get back to working on their business rather than being stuck in the day to day. By the end of this video, you'll understand what AI tools are available to you, what they do, and we're going to go over some actual time-saving use cases that I've already implemented for some of my clients. So here's where this matters right now, and it all stems from the understanding that AI, it's not a trend. Founders that are already using these tools, they're doing what would normally take them 3 hours in just a matter of minutes. All of that time savings, it's giving them more time to actually work on growing their business, and that easily puts them at an advantage over someone who's still doing everything manually. Now, at the moment, the percentage of Shopify founders actually doing this correctly is pretty small, but it is growing every single day. And with that said, let's jump right in. Everything AI for Shopify right now, it could be put into one of two different buckets. You've got the built-in AI, and that's the stuff that Shopify's already incorporated into your store. Then you have the external AI. Those are tools like Claude or ChatGPT that you can connect to your store from the outside. Both of these different buckets, they could do a lot of the same things: content, reports, answering questions about your store data. But the external tools, that's where the real work can get done and the real time can be saved. Now, the built-in AI, it's great for casual use. Quick questions, quick content, just answers about your data. It's all right there inside of Shopify without having to open anything else, so it's really convenient. But it can only see what's inside your store. It can't see your ad spend, it can't see your traffic data. It lives in a box. Now, the external AI, that's where you go for the heavy lifting, because Claude or ChatGPT, they're not just limited to your Shopify data. They could see your entire business, your ads, your analytics, your email platform, everything all at once. So think of it this way: the built-in AI is your quick, everyday assistant, and the external AI, that's the employee that you don't have to hire. So starting with what's already inside of your store, we have Shopify Magic, and that's the overall content engine that's already built into the admin. When you're editing a product, writing an email, working on a blog post, there's a generate button, and the product descriptions, SEO, meta fields, pretty much anywhere that you have to write text, you hit this button, you tell it what you want, and it writes, it lets you edit, you review it, and you're done. Then you have Shopify Sidekick. This is the conversational assistant that lives inside your admin. You open it up, you ask it questions in plain English, and it actually goes and gets the answers. This thinks sales data, trends, what's happening in your store. And as of this year, Sidekick can actually take action on your behalf. It could build flow automations from plain English, you can make theme edits, it can even help you create basic custom sections inside your Shopify theme. Next, we have Tinker. Now, this is the newest one, and it's a mobile app that helps you create product concepts and professional visuals without any design skills. It's really built for the early stages of testing product ideas before you invest in photography or manufacturing. Now, to be honest, I haven't had much of a chance to try this one out yet because it's so new. But once I do, I will put together a video about it, so make sure that you hit the subscribe button below. Now we have Flow. Now, Flow is Shopify's automation engine. This is where you go to set up rules that are going to run your store automatically. Things like tagging high-value customers, sending restock notifications, flagging suspicious orders. It's just one of the few things, or a couple of the few things that you can do with this. And here's the part that most people miss. You can describe what you want just in plain English, and it builds the flow and logic for you. You don't have to know Shopify's GraphQL. And finally, this brings us to Agentic Storefronts. This one launched earlier this year, and I'm sure you've heard something about it by now if you run a Shopify store. And it is genuinely one of the most underused things Shopify has ever shipped. If someone opens ChatGPT or Google AI mode and they ask for product recommendations or they're trying to shop, Agentic Storefronts is how your store shows up in these results. Now, we're talking ChatGPT, Microsoft Copilot, Google AI mode, Gemini, all of the big AI players. So if you haven't checked your status on this yet, you could do that today simply by going into your admin area, go to Storefronts on the left-hand side, click on Agentic. It'll show you how many orders you've gotten from it and how much revenue you've made. So to show you what this looks like, we're going to jump on over into one of my Shopify development stores. Now, do keep in mind, this is just a demo store, so there's no real true live data here. But, so this is a good instance of, this is Sidekick. Now, when you have an actual Shopify store, there's going to be a whole lot more on your dashboard, but Sidekick will always be there, so you can just start off by asking anything you want. I want to start with just the basic magic though. So let's go over here to content, or no, let's go to online store. Let's do pages. Let's say we wanted to create a new page. Right here, this little button, generate text. So let's say I need an About Us page for a snowboarding business. We are in the mountains of Colorado. Please make the text formatted and make it long form and SEO friendly. So that's it. So I told it in plain English exactly what it is that I wanted. Now, it didn't do a great job right away, but that's okay because we can highlight this and make this much longer and describe more details. Also format with headings. And there we go. So now, and a lot of this it's going to make up because my store doesn't have very much detail, but Sidekick by default will use all of the information from all the already existing pages and products and details it has about your specific store. And this shows up anywhere. So now I need a title. So I need a title for this page about our Colorado snowboard company. So there we go. The other place that Sidekick really works well nowadays, we're going to edit our snowboarding theme. It has my test data. So let's say in between this hero and this featured product section, I want to add something new, but I don't have the section that I need or the layout that I need available. I can come up to the top of my list and I can click on generate, and it's going to ask me what I want to build. And it's going to give some suggestions here, the magazine editorial layout, a heading with, but let's say I want to add a logo bar with 6 logos across, 2 on mobile, and I want to be able to control the spacing. That's it. So now you can see right here, it's starting to build that section that didn't exist before. See over on the right-hand side, it's literally writing the code to build that section into the template as soon as I told it what I wanted. And there we go. So now it's done. I have my 6 boxes here. If I go on mobile, I'm going to have 2 across, just like I asked for. And I have all of my different controls. How many columns, the desktop view, and then I can select all of my different logo images right here. And you can continue to do that. So you can literally use Sidekick to go down your homepage or down your page that you're building and create an entire template customized to exactly what you want to build, rather than having to rely on the built-in sections like you did in the past. Now, the last thing that I want to show you is the Agentic storefronts and what this looks like once it starts working. Now, I do have some information hidden because this is from a live client site of mine, but you can see here when you go to the left sidebar under sales channels, you'll have Agentic. And in the past 30 days, this particular client has earned $10,355 from over 366 Agentic storefront visits. A lot of them stemmed from Shop, but some amount came from Copilot, and a good amount of orders came from people searching for things that this particular client sold over on ChatGPT. So just making sure, and this is automatic, by the way, so this is something that as long as your store has a privacy policy and the catalog is set up correctly, Shopify is automatically going to start pushing your products out to these Agentic storefronts. But here's where we hit the ceiling. Sidekick and the built-in Shopify AI, it only knows what's inside your Shopify store. The second you want to understand what your paid ads are doing or where your traffic is coming from, maybe why people are dropping off before they buy, you have to go elsewhere because it only has access to your Shopify store data. This is where external AI changes everything. So in addition to adding all of those amazing AI features right into the platform, Shopify also released an official connector for both ChatGPT and Claude, and this allows them full access to all of your store data, and that's huge because external access, it opens up an entirely new world of things that you can do utilizing AI. Probably the most useful thing that you could do with this is cross-platform reporting. Now let me tell you a little bit about this. With tools like Claude or ChatGPT, In addition to integrating your Shopify store, you can also integrate all sorts of other tools, like your Meta Ads, for instance, Google Analytics, Klaviyo, Constant Contact, Google Ads. Pretty much any tool that you could think of that has data about your business, there's a way to connect it. Now, your Claude, your ChatGPT, it has access to all of your data all at the same time, so it can work from the full picture of your business, not just one small window. Now, instead of jumping between 5 different platforms trying to piece together the picture of what's actually happening in your store and in your business, you could just simply ask Claude, and that's something that Sidekick, it really just can't give you. Now, I want to show you how to actually link your Shopify store to Claude and ChatGPT. It only takes about 1 minute, and then you'll be ready to go. So let's jump right in, and we're going to start with Claude. So here I have my Claude window, and in order to connect your Shopify store, you're going to open up Claude Desktop, or you can use Claude Web if you prefer. And you're going to, on the left bar, click on Customize. And this is where all of your connectors and your skills live. Skills, these are all things we can get into later, but for now, you want to go directly to connectors, and you'll see anything that you might already have connected here. We're going to click the plus, browse connectors. We're going to type in Shopify, we're going to hit the plus sign, and it's automatically going to take me to a login page. Now, I happen to have access to a bunch of different stores, so I'm just going to pick one. And that's it. Now my Claude is connected directly to Shopify, and I could start asking questions about my Shopify data. That's it. It really is that simple. Okay, now next we're going to jump over into ChatGPT. And this one is also very, very simple. So I'm going to go down to my profile icon. I'm going to click Settings, and we're going to go right here to Apps. Now, I couldn't disconnect this one to show you, so I already have this installed, but you would go to Browse Apps. You would simply type in Shopify just like we did for Claude. Once it shows up, you'll click the connector. It'll say Connect, and then it will automatically connect just like it did in Claude. And that's it. It really is that simple. 1 minute, and you can have both your Claude and your ChatGPT synced up to your Shopify store. Now you can start asking the same questions about your data that you can ask Sidekick. So once your store is connected, the next move is connecting everything else around it. The full setup looks like this: Shopify, Meta Ads, Google Ads, Google Analytics, Microsoft Clarity, all connected to Claude at the same time. The fastest and easiest way to do this is to simply use the existing connectors, but for more control and access to tools that aren't even in Claude, check out a tool called Composio. No, they're not paying me anything, it's just what I use to connect all of my tools to both systems at the same time. It allows one central place that you could use across all your different AI systems, so you don't have to log in each individual location. Now, once you have that up and running, you can ask your chat something like, how did my paid traffic perform this week compared to organic? And where are people dropping off before they buy? Now Claude will access all necessary data points from everywhere and give you a clean and easy to understand report to answer your question. You can even ask Claude for action items or have Claude take action itself inside of your store based on the data. One central AI, 360-degree overview of all of your business data. Just using this setup alone replaces hours spent dashboard switching and digging for specific data every single week. Now, let me share some of the ways that I've actually helped clients use this kind of setup to get real time back in their week. Because the concept, it's one thing, but seeing it applied to something that you're probably already dealing with is something completely different. So the first use case is map pricing compliance, and this is something that I've seen eat an enormous amount of time at stores working with multiple vendors. Most brands, they have minimum advertised pricing policies. Your vendors send you updated pricing documents, sometimes weekly, sometimes monthly, and someone on your team, they have to go through and manually check every single product to make sure that you're not violating those policies. Charging too little means a policy violation. Charging too much means you're leaving sales on the table. Either way, someone is spending hours on this every single week. What I set up for my client was a workflow where the client just feeds that document directly to Claude. The AI reads the vendor file, pulls up the current pricing in the store through the connector, compares everything line by line, flags every issue, and spits out a clean summary of exactly what's out of compliance and why. You glance through it, you approve it, and then Claude goes in and just makes those updates directly in the store. That's the part that actually changes everything. It's not just telling you what's wrong, it's fixing it. All the client has to do is spend about 5 minutes feeding it the file and then reviewing the results. The data work It's already done. The second one is a full SEO overhaul across the entire product catalog. And the scale of this one is what makes this worth talking about. So we started by feeding Claude all of the brand information, who they are, what they sell, who they're selling to, what their voice is, everything we had. And from there, Claude used the Shopify connector to go do its own homework, right? It read through all of the existing website copy, the pages, the products, the descriptions, the collections, everything that was already there, and then it built its own understanding of the brand without us having to manually pull and hand it anything. Then it got to work. It rewrote every product description in a way that was actually built for search. It updated the URL structure. It rewrote every meta description across the entire catalog. One conversation. The kind of project that would normally take weeks of agency time, done. And over the next couple of months, the organic traffic really did start going up, and it kept going up exponentially. The data's there if anyone wants to see it. The third real use case, this is the one my clients talk about the most because it changes how their Monday morning starts. We connected all their platforms to Claude, Shopify, Meta, everything that I talked about before, then had a conversation to figure out exactly which metrics actually mattered to this client, what their goals are, so not a generic dashboard, but numbers that are specific to them that told them whether their business was moving in the right direction or not. Then we set up a scheduler. Every Monday morning, that report runs automatically. The AI goes in and it pulls the data, it analyzes it, and it formats it into a clean client-facing PDF with numbers and trends and list of specific action items that they should focus on that week based on what the data's actually showing and what their goals are. It's sitting right in their inbox before they even open up their laptop. They don't log in, they don't have to pull reports, they don't have to go figure out what to look at. They walk in, they sit down and open the email, and they know exactly what to do. This last one, it's a little more technical, but the impact is very measurable. We had a client with a Shopify theme that had been built up over a couple of years. Different apps, different customizations layered on top of each other over time. Page load times have gotten so slow, and slow pages, they kill conversions. Every extra second of load time has a direct documented impact on the percentage of people who actually complete a purchase. So we used AI to go through the theme, identify what was bloated, what was redundant, and what needed to be cleaned up. The client reviewed what the AI found, and then Claude Code connected to the store through the Shopify CLI, and it made those changes directly. Not us, not me, not a developer, the AI. It analyzed, it identified, the human reviewed, and then the AI did the work. Pages got faster, experience got cleaner, and conversion rate did go up. All four of those things that I just went through, these were things that were happening manually before. Hours, every single week, every month, just gone, money gone. And now all four of those things, it's something that AI is handling automatically. So if you took anything from this video, I hope it's this. The tools are here, they're available right now, and the difference between the merchants using them and the ones who are not is it's only going to get wider from here. If this was useful, hit like and subscribe. I'm going to keep putting out content on AI for Shopify, practical, real-world stuff, not hype. And now, if you're at the point where you actually want help building this into your business, if you want someone to come in and look at your operation, figure out where the friction is, and set this up for you, there's a link in the description below so you can book a call directly with me. I'll walk you through where you are, what's eating your time, and whether working together even makes any sense. I'll see you on the next one.